High Plains Technology Center, turning education and training into workplace success.
Oh, back to school, to prove to Dad that I'm not a fool.
High Plains Technology Center, education at the speed of business. School is now in session.
Do not change your dial. Yes, I am back. It's been a while. Good to be back in 100.1 KWFX studios. The wind blew me in, I guess is what we can say lately. Anybody questioning why wind turbines are in northwest Oklahoma?
Did you grab hold as you went by?
Yeah, without a doubt. It is.
I was watching softball yesterday, and it was blowing the girl out of the circle.
It's been special, let me tell you.
Man.
It is. Welcome to Oklahoma. We're worried about no rain. We need to worry about rain and no wind when it comes to things. That'll dry things out as well. But here we are. I'm excited. I was the schedule fit this week, and I'm able to close out the year with 2 of the compadres, 3 of the 4 amigos sitting in studio. I'll let them introduce themselves. Who's going to go first? That's the biggest question.
Don can go first.
Okay.
Don Gaines, assistant superintendent at the Tech Center, and Barkley Holt, superintendent.
See,
obviously I'm good at listening, and
He's playing
guys.
on his phone.
It's stealing thunder.
No.
He just steals thunder all the time, doesn't he?
Well, it's all about the thunder right now.
Well,
right?
it is. Hey, speaking of which, that's one thing we can talk about as a state. If you're not behind the OKC Thunder, then move.
Just get out.
Yeah, I'm like, come on. I get you, the people who don't like sports, the people this and that. I mean, but come on, folks. It's unbelievable. You know me and my hate for OU, but guess what? OU and OSU can finally agree it's time to thunder up.
Yeah, that's right.
Right?
That's right.
So, yeah. But anyway, I digress. So we kind of do this wrap up at the end of the year. It's kind of been a special year, in my opinion. A lot of changes, a lot of things growing as the wind blows as well. A lot of different things happening, as always. And, everybody always doesn't quite understand, what does June and July entail for our building?
I would start by saying, when I came into education, everybody was asking me, what do you got, when I got into administration?
I was going to say administration, because when you first started, you were
when
fishing.
I was teaching, it was perfect. I was fishing in June, July, but now not as much. But no, they always ask, what do do you just take those 2 months off, or what do you do? And I would fully tell you now that we take 2 months to prepare for the next 10 months. It really is all hands on deck and really work to get ready for the next year.
And here we are doing that with a pretty big project as well, correct?
Yeah, it looks like that thing's on schedule. We're doing the diesel welding construction building out there, and it looks like we'll be ready to move in by August 1. By the first school we'll be in there. I think by August 1, we think we'll be setting equipment and then be available for use then by the 15th or so, whenever we start school, whatever the date is for that. But anyway, it's as to what Don said, we do have a lot of cleanup, a lot of putting things back together from the year, make sure all the safety stuff's taken care of, and then we turn around and it's amazing. Just walking down the hall the other day, when a bathroom gets used as much as it gets used at High Plains, it needs a new coat of paint on the doors, just things like that you just can't ever get ahead of during the year, and it just kind of grows, and then do that. But then in the admin office, obviously we'll close out June 30th and start back July 1, and that's a lot of this time of year is upon getting some hiring done, things like that always happen at the end of the year, and then get budgets all lined out for the next year. So.
And then we start over, and the beauty is I love the way that school finance works. Because when you do end in June, start in July, it's just a lot of the 12-monthers there in July. It gives us a break, but it allows us to have a collective breath before August hits and all that jazz as well.
If you have the day-to-day going on, I don't know how you'd ever get the budget stuff done, and Don does, and does a good job of trying to keep that kind of handled in the back and keep those people shuffled. But then you have to go to the next year's numbers, and you got to flip that on a dime. So,
and now's it's when it's the guessing game. Don has absorbed more You're going to probably lose more hair, I think, in June. I mean, is your family ready for that? Or the crankiness?
They are. I'm already bald to them anyway, so that doesn't. I'm way past the point of that where I care. But no, we stay hooked up, and so. But yes, it's a fun time, and it's always a good time also to reflect and look back on the year we just went through. But I think, you guys know better than I do because you're older than me. But the older you get, the older you get.
I am the elder statesman.
The quicker those years go, and again, it's just flying by here, and goes by so quick. I can't believe where we're at. We're finishing the year right now. It really seems like we just started, but they always say time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, when I saw Branson across the hall, he goes, "Man, I just can't believe that this is the last show." I mean, that's just tells you everything you need to know right there. Because we know because we've been here, done that enough. After spring break, or at the beginning of spring break, it is just hold on.
I always say that when you come back from Christmas break, it is crazy.
Yeah, February seems a little slow-ish at times, but everybody wants to have meetings in February because they know it's a little slow.
That once you get back, it's fast, and then to Taylor's note, if there is a week that's empty or looks like it's got some time, they'll fill it up.
I know.
It's just everybody's got the same schedule inherently, I think, and so. Anyway, and then just moving it forward, and then thinking about where we're headed next year. Not to flip the script, but like with Taylor and what we're doing with the post-secondary thing, I think it's funny that a year ago we're sitting there talking about doing this. Now we're doing it. And how many times Taylor's walked in and talked about, and you might talk about that a little bit, just how full it is, just planning, and we're working towards an end. Down the road, but how that's gone.
Well, it's been fun this last year for me. That's what I was going to do, a little reflection with you guys as well. But it's learning. We didn't get what we wanted to accomplish, building wise and facility wise out in our area, but we will. But it's just the never work ending with that atmosphere and just pushing forward because of the mission that we know about what it is and what it's needed. I just know that if we don't do something, then what are we going to do? Because our community and our when I say our community, yes, it's Woodward, but it is all of Northwest Oklahoma. I don't care what anybody says. And if we don't do something, it's on our shoulders. I told Lance Simmel this the other day when I was at Woodward graduation. I said, it's on our shoulders. We have to do everything we can do to keep our youth here, to keep our community thriving. And the only way we grow is to have, Mr. Alan Case work in the Industrial Foundation, the Chamber, Main Street, all these entities work together, City of Woodward, and enable it to happen. And it is up to us as the elder statesmen to make that happen and have jobs and have training and have places for people to go to where people don't leave.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's the easy mission.
That's the goal. Yeah.
I'd say it's an easy mission. It's not an easy mission, but
and I think we've long since it's been the MO of Western Oklahoma, Northwest Oklahoma, is we take care of ourselves. And,
I've said that
and that is a.
You didn't understand when I'd always say that before, but you've gotten it this last 2 years, really.
And we kind of are our own worst enemy in that. We need help from outside. We need those resources that are going downstate to come this way more, and that message is getting crossed. But it's really takes some time to get that done.
Without a doubt. And when we talk about reflection, because you heard my rambling, as a bunch of people usually do, but when we talk about reflection on things, what's the number one reflection you had this last school year, Mr. Gaines? Because your cheese was moved as well. I mean, we're looking at the guy over to the left, and he shook everything up and then just walked away and then said, "Here you go."
Yeah, I mean, just for me, again, it was about that change and just, but putting it in a place where I can see all aspects. So I can see what Biz is doing. I can see what Daytime's doing. I can see what maintenance, what warehouse, what everybody's seeing through my directors. And again, you're only as good as the people around you. And I think that's what benefits all of us. But I would say, especially me, I've got great people underneath me that really.
I do too. There's a lot. I mean, the staff at one. Hey, you can just include talking to myself.
Well,
okay,
no,
all right.
yeah.
Go
So
ahead. Sorry.
anyway, the people underneath me are incredible and really work hard, as we all do, for the benefit of the students. And I think, to me, that's been the biggest thing this year, is seeing how everybody has come together, and really me being able to sit at the top and just watch it happen and be there to help facilitate and do whatever I can to support it, has been incredible.
You know, I felt like a parent. I raised a child for 16 years and then handed it off to you a little bit this year. What was the one thing with Biz and taking that and seeing that this last, 10 months, 9 months? What has that been like for you?
I think, I mean, to be honest with you, it's an animal. I mean, and I still have a lot to learn about it. And again, putting Stephen Rogers there in that place, who had been around you and, grown up under you, he's done a great job in really continuing that mission. And I think that's what I'm trying to do under Barkley, is continuing the mission that he set. And so seeing that and being a part of it, I think has helped me grow in terms of just knowing what's going on and understanding, what we always say, it's about growing our own. And so with all the training that we do, whether it's business and industry out of town, they come in, we're bringing people into this community to work, and sometimes they stay and sometimes they go back to their jobs. But again, also doing all the training for local schools and things like that. It's neat to see all the different tentacles that we have and the entities that we affect. And
you would always hear it in Monday morning meetings, but you probably, talking about it and seeing it's a little bit different, but understanding the economic driver that High Plains Technology Center is kind of pretty amazing, in my opinion, as well.
Yeah, it's again, if you don't really understand it and see it in action day to day, you don't really get it. Because I would say I didn't fully ever get it until now, where I have a lot clearer picture that there's a lot to it.
Well, Mr. Holt, what's one reflection of you as we've gone through this last week?
I think too.
Should we go here? We're out of time. Sorry.
Okay,
no,
that's good. I just think that shaking, like you said, of shaking it up and thinking that the ability that we had a kind of a 5-year plan when I started as superintendent. And we worked through that in a couple of years and kept moving at a pretty good clip, and then. When you do shake it, and then just see the embracing of the staff and how they've all the way from not only you two sitting right here, but the directorship and everybody getting in their lanes, taking and supporting where we're headed, and knowing. Everybody knew there's going to be growing pains through this a little bit, and I feel like it's pretty rewarding here on the 18th of May to sit here and look at. I think we all understand a bit of our role and kind of maybe what the vision was laid out, but here we go, and I mean, yeah, we're almost a year into it, but it's pretty cool to see that that's kind of taking shape right before us every day.
And, I always say, if you don't, you better be ready to keep up with Barkley. And, the vision and the leadership that he's shown has really trickled down, and the culture that we've built is something that's very commendable as well, and that starts from the top with our school board, and it goes all the way down to Mr. Holt.
Probably don't
us.
mention that enough, and in terms
totally
of our
agree.
school board and
Absolutely.
and the way that our leadership above us, not only do they lead, but they allow us to lead, and that's sometimes the best definition of leaders are the ones that can lay something out and support other people. And support failure sometimes. I mean, we're not perfect at everything by no means, and the way that they allow us the chance to fail and not be just closed up. Because I've always said in school business, the easiest way to not have a problem is just not do anything.
Well, allow us to take a swing.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that. And I know that that's something that Mr. Gaines has done. Watching him from afar this year has been pretty neat as well, to allow others to take a swing. Yeah. And, kudos to you also, because I know the beast that you took over. I understand the beast that you took over, with things. And it's been neat to see.
Ride.
Yeah, it really has. So, And here with that, we wrap up, the 2025-2026 school session. And if there's anything out there that you ever need, the one thing I always say is, we might not get it accomplished, but we're going to listen and we're going to try as well. And thanks for sticking with High Plains Technology Center people, and thank you for the two of you guys as well as Vicky's leadership and definitely the staff. I mean, the best staff in Woodward, Oklahoma,
they need their
hands down.
Need their summer to recoup. So
There you go.
Here we go.
All right, we'll see you next year.